Hey everybody, happy what's going on? I didn't share my little screen here yet. Didn't do it right here. Give me 1 second. There we go. A little more like it. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. As usual, let me jump over on X, make sure, since that's where I have my most followers, I always want to make sure the audio and everything's working over there. A little more like it. Well, yeah, looks like people can hear me there. I throw a little GM in the get the chat started. All righty then. Hey, Coach Master, GM, coming at me from YouTube. Appreciate you. Out there on the West Coast, man, early out there, 6:30 in the morning. But yeah, so obviously we had this whole Fed first Kevin Warsh first Fed meeting yesterday. We'll get into that. Overall, be honest with you, came across a little hawkish. Crypto started to kind of tank. But then later on, the deal was signed. The MOU was signed with Iran, and that kind of overshadowed it. And the futures opened up, and they stayed up. So stocks rebounding, crypto not as much. We'll see. Markets now been open 4 minutes, but right now NASDAQ a positive 1.2, Dow Jones positive 0.79, and S&P 0.11. Oil 74.09, down 2.5%. So that's a big part of that. See if we can see, let's go over on to BitU next. That's where I trade. That's a that is a perps exchange where I do my grid bots and it's a non KYC exchange. But that's where I trade my oil, gold, commodities, plus I've been trading my SPCX over there. I didn't have my VPN turned on, so why I couldn't see it yesterday, but I was just going to jump over there and see how SPCX. I know it's down a lot since yesterday, like down about 5%. So that's with these newer, sometimes with these newer things, it takes a while to get the evaluation. Yesterday, I remember we started about 202, and then it had a big pump and then dump. So I think, let me just see here. Why is the site being so slow? Maybe we won't use that. There we go. Here we go. SpaceX. Oh, wow. Yeah, even bigger when the market just dumped big time. So a little bit of a correction, obviously, since yesterday. Hey, Steph, GM. I watched my first soccer game yesterday. Watched Portugal versus Congo. It seemed like all they want to do is kick the ball around in the backfield. Got a goal, and then I heard you say earlier on the show, Steph, they didn't want to play. They were just trying to ride the timeout, and they got tied up there. So I don't think they're too happy. But man, they must have had control of the ball like 75% of the time. Just kicked it around in the backfield. It was interesting. So anyway, yeah, wow, look at this. 182.52. Look at that drop at the market open. So yeah, 12.5% drop for SpaceX. So over here on BitU next, I guess I got the link in my bio if you want to trade over there on X. I haven't put it in my bio yet but that's where I trade my grid bots. I trade a little bit of I'd even do some spot over there because they have a lot of, I don't like using too many exchanges. So like I trade my Bitcoin dog, I trade my Hyperliquid, I trade a lot of stuff over here. So yeah, big dump in that. Let's see how crypto's doing here. Like I say, I would expect crypto to pop up a little bit on the opening, to be honest with you, but let's see. Bitcoin 64,123. Nope. Even if we look at the hour, it's actually down. I was expecting it to open up a little, but that's how crypto is lately. the big thing is, I mean, we had a lot of landmines to get by. We had Japan raising rates, highest in 30 years, highest since 1985. 85, 95, 40 years almost. Yeah. Like, I mean, 30, 40 year, the highest interest rates they've had. We had to get through that. Didn't drop 20% like we normally do. This Kevin Walsh, I'm going to talk about some of the things he said, but came across generally as hawkish, and the market dropped and hasn't recovered, even though that the stock market recovered. So this is sometimes how it is, man. Sometimes we just don't get our due, but that's okay. That's where we're at. Ethereum, we're still above the 200-week moving average, which before I'm going to talk about lower levels, which are certainly possible. I mean, basically now we have the Clarity Act, right? We have the Clarity Act. We have some, if this ceasefire holds and oil comes down, we have the Clarity Act, and then whatever Trump tries to do to kind of goose the economy for the midterms. But basically summer can be slow, so we may be a long summer. We will see. Like say, when you zoom out, everything looks great. There's news. We talk about it every day here. But it could be a slow grind down. We will see. Most people believe that we're going to maybe dip down lower, and it's very possible. So don't be surprised if we dip into the mid to low 50s, even high 40s. But I don't know. Until we break down definitively below that 200-week moving average around 62, I don't start worrying about it too much, but I will get ready in case that happens. Ethereum, $1,739. Sorry, looking back at the daily. Here it is on the daily, down 1.6, but even on the hourly, not looking great. Hey, Mr. Heine, good morning. Good morning. Great space today. Taking over for our guy, Scott, whose mother passed away early in the week. He's there hanging with family and friends, taking care of funeral arrangements, things like that. That was a good, solid space today. I enjoyed it. Happy birthday to your wife yesterday. It was just my birthday, just my wife's birthday all in the last couple of weeks as well. Anniversary coming up into the month, later part of the month. So my wife's family, it's funny. Every person in her family was born in May. So it gets a little nuts. And she has 5 brothers. So yeah, so I dread those family texts. Ding, 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 drive me freaking nuts. I ask them to take me off them, but there's still a couple I'm on. But anyway, great space this morning. XRP. Let's look back at the daily. XRP, $1.16, down 3.6. So we got stocks taking off, going crazy, and we got crypto being the whipping child, the redheaded stepchild again. 71.02, down 2.1%. Like I say, even on the hourly. I wouldn't be surprised if this reverses a little later in the day, but we'll see. That's interesting. Stock market rocking. Of course, that happened for a long time, about 8-9 months since 1010. But we have had a few days of good stuff. Of course, the good stuff is for those of us who got into Ankita, a meme coin, 163. We found it on my GM morning show at 3,000. So let's see how much we're up. 163 divided by 3. We're up 54.33x. So 54x. Take it. Cool to see it going well. Happy to see that. But I gave away half of what I bought, to be honest with you, just to friends, getting people on. Then it blew up. I bought more at about 50, a bunch more money-wise at about 50,000, and I bought some the other day at about 75,000, literally Monday. So nice little pump. He's a creator, Ankita. He creates Green Man Reports. He's a great guy on X, and always putting out content, kind of targeting the Nikita Bear, who's the runs X, but also talking just general crypto stuff. Really talented dude, though, out there creating content. So cool, up 31.65%. I'll take that. Let's look back one last time at I'm a little pissed that crypto's doing crappy when everything else is going crazy, but that's sometimes how it is. Well, it's all right. We'll see the capital We'll see the capital rotation here. I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, not quite as good as it was either. 0.78, 0.6 for the Dow, 0.76. Yeah, quantum 56.52. I was just looking at it on BitUnex where I trade it. I was going to short it yesterday too, honestly. That was kind of my plan, but I didn't. Now, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Because you just don't know. But yeah, absolutely getting killed. What are we down? Yeah, it's crazy. Got to be down, what, 14%? I don't know if it says here. But anyway, yeah, absolutely getting killed, man. Yeah, I know Scott had some. We a lot of us got in at the opening here on BitUnex. I tried to be a degenerate and do a 10x long. Just had about $100 in there. Barely stopped out and then went crazy. But hopefully, some people took some profits. We'll see. Typically, these big hyped IPOs pull back on average 55% on the first year. Yeah, I don't know, Quantum. Where do I see it going? Steph thinks $90, but and I agree because that's just historically how these things work. The problem is that 6 months from now, 8 months, 9 months. Yeah, $90. That's what Steph's call is on it. But yeah, I don't think short term. It's just so hard to say. But historically, if we're talking all the big IPOs, there's a 55% pullback in the first year. Now, I don't know. This is kind of a new breed too, right? It always feels different. This probably is a little different. I don't know. I don't think it goes there short term. I really don't know. I was going to short it yesterday at 212 and I didn't. But it's just so hard to know. Yeah, Steph. Oh, yeah, there is unlocks in August. There's only like 6% of it trading. Yeah, and Steph's just saying before December, he's calling for $90. That's where he would get in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely want to get in, but I don't know where I'm going to start buying. For the long term, I may play it for fun here on BitUnex. But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Short term, I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, look at 180. We'll check back on it. I've kind of been following it since Friday. So here's the deal. First meeting yesterday. His message to markets. This is bull theory. Good little recap. I can't give you any guidance on what we're going to do next, is what he said. Yeah, you're right. Insiders will cheat if they can. I know. Yeah, the first unlock in August. Yeah, who knows? A lot of the early guys. Yeah, it's just hard to say. Jim Cramer said it was a meme stock, right? Already kind of turned into a meme stock. Yeah, good. You've been long in it, but not in this. Yeah, I with a degenerate one and got stopped out and deserved it. And then I never got back in. And then I was going to short it yesterday. But you know what? I didn't have my VPN turned on. And so I wasn't able to see it and I couldn't figure it out. By the time I did, it started coming down. I was literally going to short it. With only like either no leverage or 2 or 3 leverage, just for fun. But anyway, there you have it. So anyway, here's just some bullet points of the meeting yesterday. Inflation is way above the 2%. Prices are too high. We'll fix 5 years of misses on inflation. Basically saying the last Fed failed, which they did. The Fed will no longer tell you in advance what it plans to do with interest rates. Interest rates are hurting the housing markets, but not slowing down financial markets. Yeah, but I guarantee Trump is worried about the housing markets and interest on the debt. All 19 members agreed not to raise. The 2% inflation target is not changing. He refused to say whether bond yields today's decision concerns him. He refused to say whether he's spoken to Trump. The Fed always told March coming less. Under Walsh, that is gone. The other big takeaway I saw was he's going to reform. He's going to reform things. He's going to say he has committees that he's putting, and they're going to reassess data. I mean, this long outmoded, take these like survey bull crap. He wants real data. He was saying how important the stock market was. They're going to look at real-time data points to get their information. So there's going to be big reformation coming. So the way they calculate inflation may change, and that may be how he gets closer to 2%. And if we look at trueflation or something like that, you know, which a lot of people look at, it's a lot lower than the 4.2 the Fed's showing us. So there's going to be some reform and maybe reanalyzing, but he's definitely going to do some reforming. But overall, the market took it as hawkish, and so that's why we dumped. And then it was overshadowed by Trump coming out and signing the MOU and everything like that. And so that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. Here at the top of the hour, we'll talk about it more. Hopefully Enzo will join us today. We'll see what his take was on it. I think, and I've been saying this for a while, I think that he might be going to just change how they do it, which should be. It's outdated. The Fed's always too slow. They're always acting too slow, reacting too slow. So I think it's going to be a good thing. But right now, markets, I feel like they took it as hawkish, overshadowed, but that's why crypto's still down. So we haven't rebounded. Iran officially published the signed MOU. President Prezakistan called the agreement a historic document ending the U.S.-Iran all fronts, including Lebanon. The text says the naval will end in 30 days. Will straight through shipping resumes. So yeah, so they're officially saying it, you know, acknowledging it. Jobless claims came out. Forecast it's 226. Forecast 225. Previous 229. I don't think that changes anything. The Federal Reserve has been looking. They have a dual mandate, of course, keep jobs up and keep interest rates. But Trump has other needs too. So it's going to be interesting how I wouldn't imagine Trump would have put him in if he didn't think he was going to, you know, they were on the same page, but we'll see. Straits Hormuz is business as usual. Shipping traffic looks completely normal today. Vessels are moving in and out using Iran's designated shipping lanes, just like they have for the past 24 hours. So everything is flowing smoothly. So that's a big thing, right? That's a big indicator. Fear and greed back down. Bitcoin fear and greed back down to 15. We were 22 yesterday. Still extreme fear, but I think that's a result of the Fed meeting kind of shaking the crypto people. I think because we need short term. We need the money printer to go burr. You know, we need it to go for risk assets to kind of take off. So I think this reflects what we saw in the Fed meeting. SpaceX, we already talked about it. Man, it was 186. Let's look back at it. Getting killed, absolutely killed. I'm back a little bit now. So look, we bottomed out at 178.35 on BitUnex. And this may not perfectly mirror the stock market over there. See how the stock market's doing too. Take a quick check back. Yeah, 182.46 over here as well. So doing pretty good at mirroring it. Just look at the futures. Yeah, back up a little, up, down a little. We're at 93 on the NASDAQ, positive 0.64 on the Dow, positive 81. So yeah, sorry, knocked my mic over. Let me turn the sound on, make sure you guys can still hear me. Testing 1, 2. Back up a little, up, down a little. We're at 93. Let's hear it once I knock the mic over. Positive 0.64 on the Dow, positive 81. So yeah, sorry, knocked my mic over. Turn the sound on. Make sure looks like people can still hear me over there on X. Welcome everyone, by the way. Quantum 5652 over on YouTube. Good friend from X says the irony of a new Fed chair chosen by Trump, and he's even more bearish than Powell. It seems that's true, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I think he's going to reform how it's done. But yeah, no, that's how the market's taken it. Right? It was very hawkish, I think, is how it felt. But maybe if he changes some reforms and has some real data, maybe he'll say, "Oh, we're not really 4.2, we're 2.5%." You know, it's kind of what I've thought before his speech yesterday. I don't know. Let's see how they reform stuff. But yeah, it is short term. It sure feels like that. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, looking good here. But I think him and Trump have an understanding. But I don't know. Don't know for sure, right? You'd think Trump's gonna freaking be pissed. Because I mean, Trump's got to worry about the housing market and the interest on the debt and the elections. I mean, there's a lot of, but I would think that they have an understanding. I can't imagine Trump putting someone in there that doesn't see eye to eye with him. But yeah, that's kind of crazy how it is. Sorry, trying to get back to my where I left off here. Okay, here we are. Yeah, Tether shuts down its gold-backed stablecoin. Tether is winding down AUSDT, their dollar peg stablecoin backed by its own tokenized gold. Company says shifting focus with stronger demand in broader markets. They still have that XAUT, which is tokenized gold. That's huge. The IMF says Nigeria received 59 billion in crypto inflows. Around 60% of the stablecoin activity in sub-Saharan Africa is now happening there. People still think stablecoins are a crypto niche. No, people are moving to move money. That's my guy Bitcoin Obama over there getting his allocations. Bank of England held interest rates at 3.75. So no tightening going on over there as expected. Venezuelans are rushing to Binance P2P to buy USDT as the Bolivar continues to lose value. USD is up 16% against the currency in the last 30 days. So yeah, stable coins, very important, even though we're kind of pissed at the inflation and the devaluation of the debasement of the currency compared to other countries is not near as bad. So that's why these stable coins become so important. Makes it easy to buy dollars on chain. And it also makes it good for the US dollar because now we have Tether and USDC and these people buying buying the T-bills to back it. So very important for dollar. CZ quietly gave $2 million to help educate U.S. prisoners. Over 2 years, CZ donated $500,000 every 6 months to prisons professors, a nonprofit building free education in U.S. prisons. CZ previously served 4 months in a U.S. prison after being released in September. Pretty cool of you, man. Shout out to CZ. He was in there hanging out with these people, got to see there was a need, and has donated $2 million. So didn't even say anything about it. So pretty cool, man. Shout out to CZ. A little empathy for those people in there. A lot of it is just because they're not educated, right? Didn't have much opportunity. Some of them are just piece of shit, but there is, obviously there is a situation where some people just really in the wrong environment and the wrong education. Representative Dusty Johnson said House ready to fast track the Clarity Act if Senate acts in the next few weeks before August. So that's the next big catalyst, right? Started using the plasma card yesterday, huh? Excellent product. Token is XPL. And the project is backed by Tether. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've heard good things. Is it Quentin or one? I don't know. I think he talked about it a lot. So yeah, everybody should be using a crypto card and earning. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the CoinZoom. I'm a big investor and I own a bunch of tokens. I use it. I've already used it twice today. I used it to fill up my gas tank. I used it to buy my my soda here. Oh, my camera's turned off, but yeah. And I used it probably 15 times yesterday, but yeah, use a card, earn free crypto, especially over the long haul. It adds up. That's cool. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I have heard good stuff about it though. SBI Holdings is expanding beyond Ripple's ecosystem. The Japanese financial giant has partnered with facet to explore stablecoin-powered cross-border payments, signaling a broader multi-chain strategy. While SBI remains a key Ripple ally through SBI Ripple Asia. Yeah, but this is the future, man. We know that. And it's $1 trillion a year industry. Gas prices, leave you with this. Gas prices fell below $4 nationwide. So that's good. That's good. Getting ready to go to California maybe tomorrow or Saturday. Pretty soon here anyway. So hopefully the price will go. Though in California, it's like $2. You go over the border from Nevada, $2. Go over the border from Arizona, $2 because all the ridiculous taxes they just waste. So crazy. The audacity of these people that have, just squander our money and whatnot, and just ugh. And then they're wanting to take money from Elon, who actually earned his. So one last check on the markets. NASDAQ up 1%, Dow up 0.64, 0.81. Wow, another dip in SPX, 177.14. Yeah, that's massive, man. That's massive. Let's see how Bitcoin's doing. I assume Bitcoin's maybe even getting worse too, unfortunately. Never rebounded and here we are. Bitcoin 6, just barely holding on to 64. Yep, here it is on the daily. Here it is on the hourly. So, yeah, well, not a great day today, unless, of course, you have Ankita, 163,000, up 31.65%. Yesterday, we were up like 60%. I mean, I literally bought it on Monday or Tuesday for 75,000. So we've doubled since then on the week. So it's cool. Cool guy, cool creator. He's grinding. I see him in spaces, creating content. We're supporting him. We have some whale holders, some diamond-handed holders. Like to see this go much higher. But in the end, it is a meme coin. Keep that in mind. Don't put the kids' college education in it. But anyway, Ankita, man, doing well. So happy to see that. But anyway, well, that's it, man. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. See where we go. I'm kind of feeling like, I don't know, some good news, some sideways. Do we stay here? Do we grind down? Do we have a catalyst to pop us up? Right now, it feels like a slow grind down. But anyway, join me on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show. We'll have Steph. We'll probably have Enzo, Paige, a few other people with their take on the meeting yesterday. But appreciate everyone joining me over here. Have a great rest of your Thursday. You can do tequila, you can do tacos, and you can touch some